guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Natai. If it's your first time watching this, thank you. If you're watching my videos and you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, please subscribe and definitely like this video and stay tuned. So today the video that I'll be talking about is failure, how to deal with failure, accepting it, and some things that go and come with failure. The reason why I'm making this video, I'm making it for my little sister, shout out to my little sister, but I'm also making it for everybody else that's going through something, and just also to myself, because for example, yesterday I was just so down because I was trying to make a video. I had everything planned out. My friend did my makeup. I just wanted to sort of show style in Atlanta, and one big component of it, that's makeup, but the camera just wouldn't record. So I've just been like really down because it's a struggle, I guess, trying to get all these videos out when I've started school. But at the end I kind of remembered that, oh my gosh, failure goes, it's failure and it's part of life, and there's some things that you have to think of. So the first thing that I was talking about even to my little sister, and something that I've realized over time is it happens and it's necessary sometimes. The reason why I'm saying that it happens as it's necessary sometimes is because it helps us refocus. If you lived a life where everything was pretty much perfect, there was no failure, everything went smooth sailing, I know, like, we all wish for that life. I would love that if all my plans just went accordingly. That life wouldn't be realistic because we wouldn't really be able to orient ourselves in the world, and we wouldn't really be able to have proper or meaningful goals if everything came easily. But at times when you fail, it helps you refocus and reorient yourself, because you have to sit down and look back and kind of think that, why didn't this work out, or what is it? And as you're looking from a different perspective, trying to get where you want to get, you're sort of focusing and trying to figure out where it is. Kind of like, when the camera is trying to zoom in and you're trying to focus, the image is blurry, you don't see where what you're trying to focus on, or what image you're trying to capture, and then eventually you see it, and you can see it again, and then eventually you see it. But once you're focused, because you're looking at it from a distance, or you're looking at it from a place that you're not there, you're looking at it from a place where you're still trying to figure out, how do I get there, you're sort of focusing on it, and you set your goals. But the main key to failure is, once you fall back down, do not stay down. Get back up, dust yourself up, and keep on moving. Secondly, failure builds character. I consider myself a fighter, not like, physical, like, don't push me there, but I'm just joking. But it builds character, because without failure, you're a person that doesn't really, how do I put this properly? First of all, you won't really have a story. Like, look at all great people. Steve Jobs, Oprah, a lot of really successful and really powerful people all have a story to tell because they experienced failure at some point in their life. But it also builds their character in the sense that there's some really strong characteristics like persistence, determination, constancy, I guess, or staying with something. Some of those characteristics are built by failure or some setbacks that you face in life. Because as you're trying to achieve a goal, if something keeps on standing in your way, if you just give up, that doesn't really build that much character, because what happens is you just throw your hands up in the air, you give up, and you kind of don't really care about it. But failure builds character. It also propels you forward. One thing that, through all the difficult times that I've gone through, and I've gone through a lot of really difficult times, but no matter what happens, you just gotta keep moving forward. I think of failure at times, every time I think of it, I use the analogy of a bow and arrow. When you think of a bow and arrow, the further back you pull it, the more power that arrow has, and the further it will go. So if you want to shoot for a target that's really far away, and you don't want just the arrow to bounce off the target because it doesn't have enough power or enough force to actually penetrate the target, you have to bring it really far back and then let go, and it propels really far, versus just pulling it slightly where it's just going to land over here. And as you pull it, the further you pull it, the more energy you're actually taking up, and the more difficult it is to focus, because I think it's like your torque forces or whatever, but your hands are further apart, and it's more difficult. You kind of have to just be very careful because you're also shooting further. But at times when putting that into failure in life, before actually achieving your goal, you will face a few setbacks because you need to take a few steps back and actually refocus, like I said in the first point, and sort of orient yourself. But by taking those steps back, it helps you also realize that this is what I want to achieve, and it also makes it a lot more meaningful, and you realize that, oh my gosh, maybe I need to change this or I need to do that. But taking that step back or some of those setbacks actually help propel you a lot more forward, because once you get back up with fire, get back up fighting, take it as, just getting back up and running. I recently saw a video, I don't even know where that video is, but it was this track runner who was running and she fell and tumbled. Instead of getting, staying on the ground like, oh my gosh, I'm injured, she quickly spun around, got back up on her feet, ran and won the race. And it is easier for you to just, stay on the ground when such a thing has happened. But it also shows the fighter in her, and it also shows how strong her character was, that instead of just staying on the ground, she got back up, and when she got back up fighting. So get back up fighting when life pushes you back down, because it's not going to be easy, and getting to success is extremely difficult because everybody wants to be successful. But dust yourself up, get back up, and remember that just like a bow and arrow, how far back life takes you or how far back everything is fighting you, that just shows how far you're going to go. Because like that bow and arrow, it needs to be pulled all the way back to shoot forward. And it also shows how important and how big, like, whatever it is you're trying to achieve is going to work out. Another thing may be that the path that you want may not actually be the path that's right for you, or the timing may not be right. And this is something that's really difficult to deal with. I know like a lot of people would just look at this and just say this girl is bugging and like just end this video. But I had to accept it. Fresh out of high school, I was ready, I was ready to go, come to the US, got into lots of good schools, but got into like the school that I picked was Northeastern University, a school upstate in Boston. Beautiful school, really expensive, but beautiful and well accredited. So I was going, and a lot of my classmates knew me as going. But a few weeks before I had to leave, something happened financially, and I wasn't able to go. And I ended up being forced to take a gap year. It was so difficult even accepting it. I even had to like disappear from social media because I knew there were lots of people that would laugh at my failure and didn't want and would be really happy. And on top of that, just accepting and coming to terms with that, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna go to school like at the right time and I wanted to go. That was just horrible. But what ended up happening is I took a gap year where I was teaching at a school in Malawi. I was teaching IT. During that time, I got to grow so much, and I got to find out that the major that I was even going to go and pursue wasn't the right one. That's how I ended up getting into computer science and applying, getting to Georgia State and moving here. My first year made me realize that I would have not made it fresh out of high school, because my mindset then and my mindset now was just completely different. I would have most probably gotten here and failed because I just wasn't independent enough. But taking that gap year helped me grow and understand a lot of things about life, understand a lot of things about myself, and also make me want it even more. So in that case, timing was not right. With other things in terms of paths, there's lots of other things. Like I wanted to go to an Ivy League, but I don't think that's my path in life yet. Maybe post-grad, it might work out, but right now, no. And it's difficult because in some cases when it's not your path, there's no one that ever does a post-mortem or comes to tell you that, oh, the reason why this didn't go right is because this and that would have gone wrong later. You never know, but you just have to accept that it's not your path. And then lastly, I just wanted to say that everybody goes through failure, but how you rebound back, how you get back up and bounce back up, dust yourself up is what will make a difference and what will separate you from a person that's successful and those that are not successful. So get back up, keep fighting. First, reorient yourself. And once you set your goals again and realize that this is what I need to do to get back up and keep fighting, keep hustling. Life is not easy, but you will be successful and you just got to keep on fighting through it.